gone, and it's just like I didn't know what was going on. It's like it was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type. Everything like I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time. Like most people say, like, well, I just called 911. I was like, unless you're in that situation, you don't know. We don't know what you would have done. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
I agree with that.
Like I said, if somebody shoots somebody, you don't know what they're going through their mind at that point in time. You don't know what you'd have done.
So what happened next?
Bella came out.
So what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Oh,
did she hear something? No, she
obviously, I think.
Okay. What did you tell her?
I don't feel good.
Did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not proper.
What happened?
She walked in and, she talked about she was sleeping.
Did you take her back to her room?
But she ran in that sheet and found like.
Okay. So what?
Carried her downstairs. Backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? No. Then she nailed in the truck. Then went back to the house.
Got everybody out of the truck.
Was Bella first or was Susie first?
In the truck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Chanel was first. And then Bella was next. Was Bella alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
We woke back up.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly.
Okay.
Those are my kids. This is my baby. I just talk to them every night. I don't see them.
Okay.
Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how to do that. Being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls. Like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things, how you get to that point,
I don't know. Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Like when that prosecutor said that Bella bit her tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to just bang my head up against the wall.
So you put Shanann in the truck, and then you put the two girls in the truck? Were they just sitting in their car seats, or I guess they didn't probably have car seats in your truck, did they?
I was sitting in the back with in that bench seat.
So Shanann was back there too?
She was on the floor.
What did they say about Shanann being on the floor?
Mommy, okay?
What did you tell them?
She'll be fine.
Did you have their stuff with them? Their toys and their blankets and stuff?
They had something with them that they carried. One of them, I think, CCM Bella had like a blanket or something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a pink blanket or.
What about the dog? I think one of them had a dog, right? That's Oscar's dog.
Yeah, one of them had like a little barking dog.
Was that with you too? Do you know?
I think it was. It's hard to remember. Like if
Yeah.
they had like the big blanket, small blanket.
So, I think I saw on the video that you put a gas can or something in the back of your truck. Is that right? Did you have different plans when you put that in there?
I don't know what was going through my head. I felt like maybe I could just get rid of myself at the same time without doing all this, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you think about that?
What'd you think about that?
I just felt like I deserved to live after what had happened.
Was there any thought to the whole family going away that day? To include you?
After everything happened, that's a definite thought.
Yeah. See, it's interesting to me. We had all kind of wondered if there was a point when you were all together, and if you were all going to pass together. That to me makes sense, because that's, even though it sounds crazy, that's what a family man does, right?
Family man doesn't do what he did.
No, I know. I guess what I mean is, it seems like you guys were going to be together forever in that way. Is that maybe what was going through your head?
Honestly, I just felt like I had to live.
Yeah.
And it was like, whatever judgment I was going to come upon myself, you know, I just didn't deserve to be on this earth anymore. What happened?
So what made you not do that? I think.
I don't know if it was just more of like a, because with the site, maybe it was just more of like, I would have hurt more people than just me and everybody else. Like, I know there's other people out there, not like at the site, but other people like maybe out in the area. Like, I didn't want something like on the site to catch fire and blow up, and then other people around would get hurt. Same.
So you were thinking initially about starting a fire out there or an explosion or something, or?
Just not for that. Just like maybe I could take care of myself. That was like that.
Wow.
Gasoline. That's the only thing you do. I mean, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything like that. I like to just commit suicide that way. But it's just like,
Blow yourself up?
I mean, it was just. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
I don't have weapons. I've never hunted before in my life. I don't know what. I mean, nothing was right that morning.
Yeah. I remember you kept telling me that. You kept saying, I didn't know what I was doing, Tammy. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, when you asked me about the sheet, like, what were you doing? Like, I don't know what I was doing.
yeah. I think you were just like in automatic mode, or it seemed like. So did you drive straight out there? So what were you thinking on the way out there?
It's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm just like, nervous, shaking, not knowing, like, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, my life is completely changed. I don't know, like, what's happening. Like, honestly, like, I try to picture that whole ride. Like, it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like, couldn't I have, like, saved my girl's life? Couldn't I have done something? Why did I do it? I don't know.
Right.
Like, this is my flesh and blood. This is, like, what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, kids, and they love me, all that, and it just nothing made sense.
Right.
Like, the oil tank, nothing made sense. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site. Then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck.
And then what happened after that?
did have a blanket. He had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
So was she alive when she went into the oil tank? No.
I put the blanket over her head.
And then how she passed. Good grief.
I put the blanket over her head. I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She's sitting right there.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say anything.
And the same for Bella. Just with another blanket.
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. Like every time I closed my eyes, I just hear her say, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
That's what Bella said.
I hear that every day.
You really? Sorry, man.
Sorry doesn't take anything back that I did.
I know. Is it possible that in your mind you didn't want them to suffer throughout their life? Was this like a mercy thing?
I mean, you can say that like after the fact, but it was just like I don't.
You didn't feel like that during it?
I just I felt like it was just like an anger with Shanann, with everything that I was just taking it out on everybody that was in front of me that morning.
Yeah.
And kids growing up without their parents, they, I mean, depending on what grandparents or whoever they grew up with, seemed to be fine. But it was just like it was an anger thing. It was just like.
And what were you so angry at Shanann about? Like if you could pinpoint it.
Nothing that makes anybody to want to do this. I mean, you can be angry at your spouse like your whole life, but you should never have done anything like this. You should never let it get to that point. But I let it get to a point where I've never been angry before. Like this is like the epitome of being angry.
Yeah.
The epitome of like showing a rage. The epitome of like losing your mind. And even like some people in here said they like, "The heck happened? You must have freaking snapped." Like, I just walk away. It's like, you know, it's, I don't see it in my mind how it could have, like, you know, I look outside every day and like, what could we be doing right now? You know, right now I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and one might be a 1-month-old son. Might be a boy. It's just like, right now it's just me.
I watched that video of you finding out that Shanann was pregnant. You don't seem excited. You seem like kind of in shock
Scared.
and yeah, like, oh fuck. Like
Well,
it's already complicated and now that
Well, it's like, when we had talked about it, like a couple weeks, it happened fast. Like with Bella, it was like we almost gave up trying. And she bought me like a supercharger for my car. And then with CC, it was like we had to try. And then finally, but with Nico, it was, you know, once or twice, and like 2 players was pregnant.
Is that what happened?
Yes. I just like it was more of like surprise, scared, like wait, what? Like we just talked about this. Like, you know, people have brought up the fact like, oh, she was probably pregnant before, like you guys even talked about it. I'm just like, it's not, no. So like, yeah, it was insanely fast. I give it that. Like that's the only reason I ever gave that notion. Like even the moment I saw it, 'cause it was like faster than any other time that she'd gotten pregnant.
you just didn't seem happy. Like You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I haven't like, I don't remember the video much. I know she was wearing like a "Oops, we did it again" shirt, I think, and I was walking out with my cooler or something. And I don't remember like my actual like reaction, like watching the video, but like I could see her probably see like didn't seem like he was jumping for joy type thing.
yeah, it didn't seem like that.
Did you watch the one of when I found out about Cece? Oh, okay.
Is it totally different?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Because Bella was in the crib and it had an eviction notice on the.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me about it. Yeah, I never saw it though.
Yeah. I picked up Bella and spun her around and whatnot. This time it was just me and Shanann, and she was in the kitchen. I don't know, like, I don't forget what date it was, maybe like June 3rd or 5th or 7th, I'm not sure like what date it was in the video, but maybe I already felt guilty about talking to Nikki at work.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going through my head.
Is that the potential timing? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't remember the video, what day the video was, but I knew like I kind of met Nikki around like June 1st. I knew like she told me like afterwards.
When you say met her, you mean like went on a date with her?
No, I never went on a date with her until she was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just like flirting stuff.
Yeah, I mean there was natural flirting back and forth, and I was just like, I knew that like with that video timing, I probably just looked like I was like felt guilty for even talking to the girl at work.
You probably did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys fight before, you and Shanann? I know you talked about like not really raising your voice and stuff. Was there? Because I want to say, didn't a neighbor talk about them fighting and stuff?
Yeah, but that was embellished and exaggerated. He retracted that.
Oh, he ended up doing that.
He retracted that. So.
Did you guys ever fight? Did you ever?
I mean,
Was there any domestic violence in your house? Like,
like we never.
it's just strange to us to
Even
have.
from her to you, I mean,
Yeah.
she gets mad when she's pregnant and grabs a knife or
No, like
scratches you or smacks you around or nothing?
no, she's never like nothing.
Okay.
That's what makes all this even more hard to understand from my standpoint. Hers too.
Yeah.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
Was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points like in a marriage where like the dominant person like takes control of everything, but like I was my whole life I just kind of went with the flow. Like I never like put myself in the center of attention. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in the back row. So I mean, if she did belittle me, I couldn't think at that point in time.
She never really felt that way.
No, I mean, I always knew I was like, the introvert. She was she took control of most situations. Like when people came over, like I knew what our role was.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos of like cooking, or she'd make like power balls, or or like protein balls, or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos.
No.
Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me.
I hated being in videos. I mean, I did it because for her, because
Right.
it was for her business and
Sure.
stuff. But like it was, I hated just being out for everybody to see. That's why like the whole like the gender reveal thing. I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, oh, yeah. But like I never wanted to be out there.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, even when she was, we talked about this a lot, Tammy and I, Dave, even when it was, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Thrive thing, and she's like, here we are, and it's all expenses paid. And
I was like,
I remember looking at you and thinking, like, he is not into this video right now.
No, you don't look into any of the videos, I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
That's not me.
yeah,
I get it.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I remember you talking about, like, she would even post stuff for you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're technically a salesman, too, of
Yeah.
Lavelle, of Thrive.
Like she put me underneath her. That like anything, like any of my friends or stuff, like anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just, I would send her pictures. Like I should take a picture with your patch. Like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it. she was like, oh, you need to take more control over like your business and stuff. I was like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I went up to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, okay, bye. But no,
Yeah.
I'm not a salesman. She's I mean, she can sell everything you're wearing back to you,
Right.
and you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid
Right.
this shirt. I paid $20 for it. Yeah, those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. You know, like she would always say, "Oh,
Could you tell her no? Could you say, I don't want to be in that video? Or was that an option?
probably not an option." I mean, it's like, you know, she would have been like, "Oh, why this is to, you know, help our family. This is for, you know, help this and that." You know, so I couldn't have told her no. I mean, it would have made her mad. I would have been like, no. I wouldn't really start that. It's because it's for the business. It's for the family. You know, I was just gonna try to help out wherever I can.
Right.
Did that actually make money? So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket? Okay.
And she made probably in that last year, probably as much as I did.
On commissions, basically? I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but...
Yep. I mean, it's they don't take taxes out on it, so.
Right.
So that was like the good thing, and they paid for your car.
Mhm.
So
So they give you an allowance or something to buy a car?
yeah, once you
At least.
if you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they make money. The owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah.
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I probably think there is.
Probably is, yeah.
I'm not sure how much it costs for them to make it.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the Duo, the Burn. I mean, it's all. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you your exercise, it tells you exercise like all day. My heart rate was like up
Oh.
just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, the black label ones, the longer black ones, those have caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the Duo Burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type, it felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points even Nikki said that, like, you know, I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch while I was talking to her, and then like pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep, which I don't know if it was like an insomnia thing or what, but like I wasn't sleeping.
So you had a lot going on then.
Yeah, but those are the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
Mhm. You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though? Or do you?
I don't really know. I know I just felt different on those than any other patch. I felt like I could just go longer and longer each day.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure, like, if that was probably a bad thing, because I don't think I was probably sleeping for 3 hours a night.
So would you stay when Shan was gone, would you stay with Nikki and then go home for like to get ready?
Yeah, I just wake up at like 4:30, go home, and get ready for work, and leave. And I just work out when I got back home.
What were the conversations with Nikki as far as, at some point you guys were talking about her helping you find an apartment. So what did you guys talk about as far as your future together?
That didn't really happen until like when I got back from the beach. So I told her like I lied to her like, hey, you know, like I had talked to Shan about getting a separation.
And that talk hadn't happened yet.
I mean, it kind of like, she knew something was going on. I think we weren't sleeping in the same room, and then she even mentioned the fact like, hey, you know, Colorado's 50-50 state or something like that. Which, okay, well, I guess she looked it up. But that actual talk hadn't actually happened. I was just like, I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. And so in conversations with Nikki, I get it. I mean, you're telling her like the progress toward the divorce is a little bit more than it was. And then so what were you guys planning?
So it was more of like, she's gonna help me find a apartment that was affordable, that's kind of just around like Brighton or maybe just close to work, like another Fort Lupton or something around there. That's kind of like where my area was.
Did you talk about moving in with her?
She didn't want that.
She didn't want that. Would you have done that if she would have been cool with that?
I think that'd been spoke too soon. I would have thought there was just, we'd only been really seeing each other like almost like a month, or they just talked for about 2 months. That would have really. She called her house like her apartment like her. I don't know, like her, kind of like a shield, or kind of like her. She has another word for it, but.
In her safe place?
Yeah, like a safe place or something like that. And she, like, people like to invade it, but that's why she always let me come over, because she said she felt like it was fine, like her dog liked me and everything. Like she would say, hey, this shouldn't belong here type thing. Okay.
So you and Shannon, did you talk about selling the house? Or what point did you? There was some discussion there with Ann Meadows.
Yeah, she had sent an email to Ann about like how we would go about like selling the house.
Yeah.
And I think Ann told her about Ann was always about getting pre-approved. Just like like if you're going to sell your house, get pre-approved for like another house, so it's like much faster.
Yeah, so you just quickly transition from one to the other. Okay. When did that happen? Remember?
I think it was either right before we left. No, that happened been like first week of August, somewhere around there. I think she might have contacted her.
Okay. So the plan was maybe to buy a house. I think you told me in Brighton, you think about buying a house in Brighton.
Yeah, just like she liked that Adams 12 school system or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that's what Brighton is at.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about when you called the school that day, on Monday?
I was freaking out. I didn't know, like I was thinking in my head, like, what I just did, what I just done. And I didn't know, like, it was stupid to do anything. Just, to call the school, to call Ann, to call anybody. I mean, they were right to be, suspicious about anything. Look, I knew I probably sounded eccentric on the phone and out of sorts. It was, I don't even know what they were thinking. They heard me.
I think they thought I was weird, but I don't know how you would not sound weird, like you said, so.
So are you 100% sure the girls were still around and alive when you drove out? Okay. So that's completely accurate. There's nothing else about that.
They got in the truck.
Okay.
Where did the blanket go?
Probably in the trash can or something.
Trash?
It wasn't like, it was still in my truck.
Okay. We thought we saw some GPS where you had stopped by near construction, a roll-off dumpster. Is that true, or?
I think that's like, I dumped my clothes in there.
So that would have been on the way back to the house?
My neighborhood.
Yeah. When Officer Kunab was there? Okay. Was it one of those red construction dumpsters?
More than likely.
Okay.
Did you pack new clothes? How did that work?
I already have something in there, because like, in case we have like a spill or something.
Oh.
If you ever get crude oil on you, you don't. Yeah, I have like 2 pairs of boots, all kinds of different stuff in there, just because like just one time I had to spill and I had defrost on, and I had like a headache for like 2 weeks because like the crude oil that comes with that. So I always have something in there.
So where did you keep them after you took them off? Like, did you just change out there into your new other clothes?
So like I dumped my clothes in that dumpster.
But that wasn't that on the way back? When you were coming? Like, you'd already worked the whole day, right?
I'd worked like till like 11 or so.
11.
Yeah. So that was back when Nicole Atkinson.
Yeah, when she was at
when she
my house, or Bella's front door, come out of the house.
Right.
Did you think right then, like, oh fuck, like here we go? Or what were you thinking then?
I didn't even know why she was there. I was like, I didn't know, like, maybe she had an appointment or something with Shanann. I didn't know.
What did you think, like, that day, like, what you were going to say? Like, what was your plan? Were you just going to go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
I had, like, once, like, I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, after everything, I mean, I don't even know how I was even acting even normal to people that I was around. Because when, like, Troy and Cody and Chad and Melissa and all them, like, you know, when they showed up on the site, I don't even know how I was even being somewhat even coherent what I was saying, but apparently I shouldn't have. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I said, this wasn't like something like some criminal minds type.
Like, well thought out?
Yeah, it was nothing like that.
If I did it at that point.
Yeah, it was, I had no idea what was going on.
So once the girls were gone, was it also just a minute-by-minute thing as far as the oil tank?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
And was that just because it was in front of you and there it was and just presented itself? It wasn't a plan beforehand? Okay. Was there any reason why just separate ones?
No, it's like you said, it was like going up the stairs, and it just didn't. No, like what Frank said is like I was trying to separate everybody. That's not.
No.
I didn't want to separate anybody.
What was the reason?
I can't even tell you. It was like I said, like something else was in control of what I was doing, and it was like I was doing something I never thought I would ever do in my life.
Did you think there would be less chance of someone finding them if they were in separate tanks, or?
Whatever my reason was in my head that day, it wasn't sound. Nothing was right.
And you don't even remember thinking about it?
It was just like, it was like a reaction of something that I wasn't even thinking of.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the trash bags? Do you remember that?
With
There were two.
okay. Yes. Trying to, because like the sheet kept, I didn't want to, like when I was putting, there's like one coherent, I guess, thing I had, like I didn't want the girls looking at Shanann while they were in the back seat.
So what'd you do?
I put a trash bag on one end and on her feet and on her head, so they didn't have to see.
And they were just too little to kind of figure out, right?
Yeah, they didn't have to see.
Okay. That's good.
I just know, like, when I was driving up there, I mean, you know, they were just, you know, sitting there just, you know, kind of asleep or kind of just, like, you know, holding on to each other, laying in each other's laps. You know, I didn't,
Do you remember having any thoughts or thinking about why not just putting them all together with Shanann?
it was just happening so fast. I had no time to really have a thought. That was my own.
Okay.
But I wasn't like dutifully trying to separate anybody who passed away, trying to keep anybody separate. And everything, you know, Frank, Sandy, and Frank said, you know, like I don't hold it against them. I mean, they can hate me for. They have a right to hate me for the rest of their lives.
They don't
They
hate you.
don't. In fact, while we're on the subject, I speak with them weekly, and I told them that we were going to come here and then hopefully would speak with us. And they told me to tell you, understandably, they're devastated. But they actually said that they love you. They still love you. And Sandy explained it. You know, he's our son-in-law for 8 years. I can't just turn that off. So they don't hate you. They don't.
That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you, Sandy was the one that was most resistant to penalties in this case. And she told me that at the very beginning, that she didn't want that. It's God's decision, it's not her decision. And then she told me that even then. So it's not just a one-time thing that she has said it to me. It's been over the whole course of the event. So that's probably one of the most honest things someone's ever told me. So it's pretty amazing. Faith is, she's obviously a believer. So am I. I get it. So I understand it.
That's amazing. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Good people.
I would have figured they would have hated me for.
They don't. I mean, anybody would think that. I certainly would have, but I have to admit I was surprised. Really taken back by that, but they certainly don't.
So what did they say when they knew you were coming out here?
They said they want to know details because they need closure, and that's really all they want, and they want to keep it private. And I said, well, absolutely. Yes. We'll talk to them about what you told us, just so they can put it past them, because they're having a hard time dealing with it, trying to get past it all. And I think that may help, just to know.
Closures, I mean, my parents still think, like, I told them I pled guilty for a reason.
Right.
And, like, I told it to them when they had that video phone thing in Colorado the day before, like, I pled guilty, but I plead guilty for a reason. Like, I didn't just, I knew other people were watching. So I didn't just go in and, like, just say anything. But, like, they seemed to take it, like, okay. And
What made you do that, Chris? What made you plead guilty?
I didn't want anybody else I didn't want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. I didn't want my attorneys to lie for me for 2 or 4 years. Like, they would have done anything I told them to do.
Sure.
That's what I don't see how they can do that. Like, that's what attorneys do. Like, they take their defendant and they say, like, what happened? Okay, we'll go with that story. Like, I told them everything I just told you guys. And it's just like, they got together, like, well, if they ever offered a plea deal, would you ever want to, like, just plead guilty to? I'm like, yeah, I mean, if we can end this, end it. Like, I was, like, in September, I told them that.
Really?
Yeah, but, it was way too early, and prosecution was still doing their investigation, still grabbing the evidence and all kinds of stuff, and that wasn't even really on the table. So I think it was like around Halloween. I think that's when the prosecution went to Frankie's house. And talking like, if we can end this, would you be open to that? And that's when, like, like the whole death penalty and everything, all that conversation happened. And I guess they were surprised that it would just be over. And
We were all in shock, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, that was just like,
It's like we were going 100 miles an hour, and then we just hit a brick wall. Like, that's what it felt like to all of us. So, I mean, obviously you had more time to
yeah, I mean,
contemplate it than
yeah,
us.
I told John, Kate, Sophia, and everybody, Amy, hey, if we can just stop this, like, I know it's, everybody's telling me to fight this, there's no, like, there's, like, they're about saying there's, like, not enough evidence to such this, and that. I'm just like, no, this needs to end. Like, I don't want people to have to, because for Frank and everybody to have to fly back to Colorado every single time and get reminded of this, like, I'm sure it's never going to go away, but to actually have to come and talk about it, have other people talk about it, have, all three of you get on the witness stand, say, what they saw, what they've seen, what they heard on tapes and everything like that. It's just like, I don't want people to live that over and over and over again for years. Like, if I could just end this for everybody, and then, like, if there's any closure at all, they could start then instead of, like, 2022. Right. Everything just, like, I know it'd only get worse for everybody.
So did it have anything to do with you not having the death penalty?
No, like, I mean, honestly, like, when I was sitting in that cell, I felt like I should have died. I mean, I was listening to everybody telling me, like, hey, if you do this and this, you can hang yourself in that cell, you could do this and that.
They were like telling you stuff.
Yeah, they could drown yourself in the toilet if you wanted to fill your toilet bowl up or something like that. It was, they've been there a bunch of times. And, like, you know, at one point I was listening to them. Yeah, I was like, you know, I just felt like maybe there's a different purpose for me somewhere. You know, maybe it's here. I don't know. Like I prayed to God every day that He would move me away from Colorado, like move me away from like the DOC there, because I just knew, like, cause they were saying there was a hit on me. They said if I was going to a DOC in Colorado, like I'd last a week and I'd be dead, because of like the gangs and all that kind of stuff. So like, I just felt like God moved me here for a reason. And I'll, you know, hopefully I can help people that way. But like, I didn't want my family, I didn't want Shanann's family, all of our friends, like, you know, having to go through that, because after a while I knew it was like, this stuff was everywhere. And I knew like all her Thrive friends, everybody, that was just like, they were just broken, but that hole in their heart is a little bit bigger every time. I didn't want that. I knew it would have gotten worse. I didn't want it to get any worse than it already was.
Did you ever think about, well, you know, it could be very believable, what I told him, it could be very believable that Shanann did, you know, end the girls. So maybe if I tried to convince people that, maybe if I fought with my attorneys on that, maybe I could lessen it somehow. Did you ever think about that?
Honestly, I never even thought about the story until you guys mentioned it.
Yeah?
No.
Okay.
I wondered.
I never even thought about it until you guys mentioned it.
So what did you think about it once it got mentioned?
It's just like I just went with it. I just, like, you know, I knew my dad was out there. I knew it was like, you know, I knew they would probably believe it because, you know, my mom and my sister just never really liked Shanann. And I knew it, like, you know, I mean, through all this, like, I got letters from some of my friends that even said, you know, when we went over to your house, we could see, you know, Shanann was more of a dominant personality and more of like, you know, you're always helping with the kids and everything. Just, you know, you're a great dad and everything. We could see, you know, a couple things that I never saw or, you know, whatnot. Even my best friend Mark even said, you know, there's always, you know, something, you know, I didn't really get with Shanann. I was like, nobody ever told me any of this stuff, but okay. But yeah, it was, I never thought about that story, and, you know, that's what my attorneys were going with. And then, like, I think it was probably the second week I told them, like, what had really happened.
What did they say after that?
They were quiet. They were writing it down. They said they wouldn't judge me, so I told them. I told them everything that happened. And they, you know, appreciated, like, I guess, you know, most of the time, their defendant or their, you know, defense don't, like, tell them actually what happened.
No. Yeah.
They just, you know, tell them, all right, get me out of here. This is what happened. So I told them what happened. I didn't want them going, if this was going to go, like, anywhere in courts, I didn't want them to be under a false pretense and, like, get surprised. So I know, like, there was probably things that you guys probably knew that, I mean, if I lied to them and just told them, no, this is what happened, that it would have, like, made them look, you know, foolish and stupid and just, like, you know, unprepared. And I was like, this is what happened. And they, you know, they appreciated me telling them that, so now they would be prepared. And that's when they were saying, like, you know, if there was ever, you know, if we ever went to them, the prosecution, and say, if we could end this, would I be open to it? I'm like, if it could end, then
I know there was like, wasn't her phone found on the couch or between the couch cushions? Like, did you plant all that stuff?
I just threw it in there.
You just threw it in
Yeah,
there? Why did you do that?
I don't know what was going on that morning. Like, even like, you know, her watch, her phone, like, you know, that was actually, like, if I'd planned this, I would probably just take it out to the field or something, you know. But,
What about her ring and stuff? What were you thinking about that?
It's like, you know, maybe she actually really wanted a divorce, maybe she didn't want to fix it, just put it there on the counter.
She took it off? Or did you take it off?
I took it off.
Okay. Oh, so that would look like she was saying, I want a divorce, I'm leaving it here when I'm taking off. I see.
So the phone and her watch and the couch, was that morning before you left to go to service? Okay.
That's, I think, Nicole's son found it or something.
Yeah.
What other things did you do that maybe we even missed?
So I found his watch. Yeah. I got through the therapy book she wanted me to read in the trash.
That was that morning?
I think so.
Were you trying to make it look like she threw it in the trash?
I don't know.
No.
I just didn't think it was nothing that was gonna work again. So I didn't know what was going on.
Did you go down to the basement? I thought the basement door opened.
Yeah, the door is open, but yeah. So there was a lot of movement, you know, I think it was around 4:26 or something. The garage door opening, the basement door opening, and then of course the living room sensors and all. Do you remember what you were doing all during that time? Other than
You had a lot of
going out
steps,
the garage.
I'll just say that.
Okay. So like the basement, I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing I really have down there is my workout, the bench press with.
Do you remember going down there for anything, or opening that door for anything? Did you think about, well, maybe I'll take her out that way, or is it a walkout basement?
No.
I wasn't at your house. Okay.
It's like a garden level basement. So,
Okay.
but no,